Hey all and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 3. It's been many a year and many a Colosseum bout, but we finally made it to the gates of paradise. Welcome to Olympus itself.
Wow, who knew it only took 13 years to get up here? Wow.
Wait for it, it's coming. There's the fanfare.
There we go. I suppose we can't escape that. You know what, I'll take what I can get at this point.
These guys, they look cool, but in practice, they're kind of annoying, honestly, especially since we do not have aerial recovery right now.
The game gets a lot more bearable when you have aerial recovery, but you'll notice back there, once again, block is actually kind of your salvation to help scatter the group. But yeah, until you get aerial recovery, this happens.
Yep.
It's just, you know, you do have to get a bit, it's not like forever until you get it, but without it, it really does kind of slow down the game, because a big problem I legit kind of have in this game, a lot of the animations aren't really, you can't cancel out of stuff as much as you'd like. So you'll have to commit to attacks, you'll have to commit to jumping, and in some regards I understand that. You know, you want to make sure that, you know, an enemy has a fair chance to tag you, but at the same time, if you do get hit, or you're in the middle of your ridiculous combo, you know, and then an enemy just hits you out of it, that doesn't feel fair sometimes, in my opinion, because you commit to this outlandish animation that you can't really get out of. So, needs some balance, I think.
Just in case you were wondering if you were still playing a game made by Square Enix Osaka, yes, the shot lock is back from Birth by Sleep. And I actually really like it in this game, because each Keyblade gives you a different one, and, you know, you could have 3 Keyblades on your person at any one time, switch between them, and thus get different shot locks.
That is a good feature. I admittedly did not shot lock a lot. I do like how the Kingdom Key shot lock is Ragnarok. That's pretty good, because I've always been a fan of that attack. But I didn't really shot lock that much. They do give you the tool, but again, I didn't do it. The main thing I used it for is that, for whatever weird reason, the flow motion button that we'll actually learn about in a bit, it's also connected to the shot lock button. I was mostly using it to do flow motion, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I would just forget I could shot lock, especially with ones where I would do it expecting an attack, but it heals me instead, and it never really told me that it healed me. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, there are certain, like, shot locks that can, like, refocus the bar or get you health by drawing it from enemies and whatnot. So, I suppose in that regard it is a little bit unintuitive, but there is a tutorial for everything, so if you ever, like, forget functions of certain things, you can always, like, go into the glossary and check it out.
This is the good one. This is Blaster Blaze. The thing is with this one, you can actually get a high score, and then with enemies, as you're shooting them, they'll actually go up in the air. You're encouraged to basically air juggle their asses and get more points. It doesn't really do you anything, but you can just get points, and it's probably the most effective since all you have to do is point and shoot.
One of the slower attraction flows, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't fun. I kind of wish they made some mini-games surrounding these things, like let you use them for longer, but allowing you to use them in more creative ways, but that's just me.
It's pretty fun, though, like, when I was doing, like, the Monsters, Inc. world, and I got Blaster Blaze, and since it was, like, corridors, it just turned into a game of Doom for a little while.
Speaking of corridors, by the way, we actually have a split in the road here, and I would advise you go out of your way to explore a little bit in Olympus, because there is a secret area which will grant you a neat, nifty even, little item for Goofy.
That area, I thought you could go back later and forge stuff, but so far it seems to be only in the one thing. I'm like, huh, is this going to be like a mechanic in the world now? It's just kind of more one note, really.
Well, I mean, you can forge stuff and upgrade your Keyblades from, like, Moogle shops and whatnot, so it wouldn't be really necessary to tie it to a single world.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, in terms of everybody else's equipment, but you can just, again, do that through the Moogle, so, I don't know.
Here you go, the secluded forge.
Festus is not here, though, so I guess you'll just have to do it yourself.
Interestingly, in the movie, Zeus, sorry, forgot the fucking father of the gods there for a second, was voiced by Rip Torn. Now, he's not in this game, he's voiced by Corey Byrne, who voiced him in the Hercules cartoon series, which was fucking dope, by the way. I love both the movie and the TV series. But in God of War, I believe Hephaestus was voiced by Rip Torn, wasn't he?
Yes. because Hephaestus made Pandora, which Kratos finds in God of War 3, and in God of War, Zeus was also voiced by Corey Burton, which is just funny in hindsight when I'm playing this game, and I'm thinking, I'm really just legit surprised Kratos hasn't killed you by now.
There you go, it's all lining up. Give Goofy the power of the gods.
Well, for as long as that lasts until you get a better one you can just buy in a shop.
Like, you could literally get Zeus's lightning bolt here, but in the next turn you get, like, Zeus's lightning bolt +1.
You know, it is really annoying that we keep running into all the hidden Mickeys, but you can't do anything about it yet because you don't have the item that lets you take pictures.
Yeah, you have to beat Olympus first and go to Twilight Town before you can make use of the gummy phone. Whatever, it gives you an excuse to come back.
I guess, but I don't want to, so no.
Rail gauntlets, not nearly in the game as much as I thought they would be from, like, pre-release material and whatnot, but they're fun for what they are, I suppose.
Yeah, not a lot of them. I don't really see the point, personally. They were gone, no complaints, but eh. Can you guys just stand there while I do my laser? Give me a second.
There you go, bada bing. And what I love about the fact you can, like, level up Keyblades and whatnot is that you'll never reach a point where you have to give up Kingdom Key. And, like, say you've grown attached to it, you love its combos and whatnot, you love second form, you can make it just as powerful as, say, a Keyblade you get 5 worlds down the line. So in that regard, this is probably the best, like, the Keyblade system has ever been in Kingdom Hearts. Like, not only do they all have unique forms and abilities, but you can upgrade them to become more powerful over time. So if you have a favourite, you can just stick with that favourite.
I would have just preferred if you had like one Keyblade, but you can customize it in terms of abilities and appearance and things like that. Just to, again, give you more control over the type of weapon you want to use.
Well, if you want to get nitpicky, he is using the same Keyblade, he just puts new keychains on.
Now, this is air stepping. Some people I've heard call it as flow move. This is extremely useful because its primary use in combat is you can use it to go across the areas. You know, obviously open world, there's a lot of space, you can flow motion off of stuff, but more importantly, you can gun down particular enemies. Like if so let's say there's some guy in the distance, he's shooting over there, you want to get him. So you flow motion over him, you can start comboing him right away. And this works with nearly every enemy in the game. For some, they don't. For some reason, like some big bosses you can do it to, and some you can't for arbitrary reasons. I don't know why, but it's probably the most useful flow motion ability in this game, and I used it like all the time.
A lot of people don't tend to use air step from what I've seen of like high level play and whatnot, but especially towards the end game when you're fighting like multiple human sized enemies, it's very useful. So don't sleep on the air step because you may just end up regretting it. Alright, setting up here, because I feel a boss coming on. I don't know why. Maybe it's the huge titans behind the gates of Olympus itself.
No, they're just here for a visit, you know. Hey! Hey, Dad. Hey, Zeus. How are you doing?
Wait, did Zeus birth the titans? I mean,
Well, no, I remember now. Kronos was the big man, and then Zeus is like, man, listen, I think I could do a better job running things around here.
Yep, that is the summation of Greek mythology. You've nailed it, mate. Another THD masterpiece.
Once again, playing God of War has basically made me an expert.
Now, for some reason, he doesn't have a drink here, where he did in the movie. He had like a little martini. And you'd think, oh, it's because they don't want to show alcohol and whatnot. But smash cut to the Pirates of the Caribbean world, where rum is being drank all the fucking time.
I don't know, maybe they just didn't want to model it that day.
Maybe. Again, a nitpick. Oh my god, actual gods! We got Athena, we have Apollo, there's Hermes.
Not voiced, unfortunately.
Oh, I like that guy. Oh, hell yeah, we're gonna fight 3 titans at once, mate.
That's gonna be pretty good. No, this was actually a really great boss fight. I'm just like, whoa, this is awesome, actually.
Donald, Goofy.
Ah, my knees!
That's the least muscular part of my body.
Alright, here we go. We're going to be taking on the Titans in actually a 2-round sort of fight. The first one will be fighting the Ice and Fire Titans, or Lava Titans, whatever you want to call them. And the Wind one will just be running interference. But, yeah, I would say focus on one Titan at a time. Don't get confused, because I will say I didn't do a very good job of this fight when I very first played, because I wasn't using air step. And admittedly, the camera is not great in Kingdom Hearts 3, so it can lead to the fight being a little bit more clunky, but this first phase is fine in that regard, I'd say.
I'd say gun down the Ice Titan first. The Lava Titan isn't that bad, but again, the biggest enemy is probably going to be the camera. The Titans themselves the attacks aren't too hard to dodge. You can actually use the middle platform here to kind of avoid, for example, the lava attack. This one right here, you can actually walk around that and use the pillar. But the Ice Titan I found was a little bit trickier, so just kind of gun them down. Again, gun them down one at a time, air step over to them. And again, the camera is the biggest problem when it comes to these giant boss fights, so you do have to watch out before you get blindsided.
You'll notice that I didn't have a full charge on my shot lock there, so even with the shot lock, there's varying degrees of, like, style or intricacy. Like, the full version is Ragnarok, the lesser version, or the non-fully charged one, is called King of Hearts.
And you'll also always be able to do air step even if you don't have a focus meter, because it's tied to the same button.
Yeah.
Lava doesn't quite work.
Alright, let's activate the fucking magic carousel against the Titans of Olympus.
The magic carousel is really lame. I don't think it's that effective. I mean, here it's okay because they're all in a circle, obviously, so you can just hit them. But in actual battle, I just don't think it's that reliable, because again, you gotta time this, and you can take damage while you are doing this. So, I just think it's kind of a shitty attraction. I just typically spin and be done with it.
Well, you know what they say, mate. Hit triangle. When playing Kingdom Hearts, triangle will be your savior. Alright, that's one Titan down. Now let's deal with big-ass Lava McGee over here.
Whoa, the clip in there. Oh, goodness.
See, he's just in the background, like, blowing. I really should have phrased that better.
Yeah, well, you probably should have, but it's too late. You've already put it on the internet, so we'll be judging you for it forever.
But I'm the editor. I could edit out my inadequacies. I'm not going to do that because I'm lazy, but still.
Well, we'll find something to chastise you about like 10 years down the line.
Oh man, people are still jokingly giving me shit about the whole 9-month hiatus for KH2.
Man, I am so glad that is officially dead, because let me tell you something, guys. We're gonna have a reliable as fuck schedule when it comes to this playthrough.
Oh no, you've doomed it! You've doomed it!
I probably have jinxed it a little, yeah.
Alright, let's finish this shit off.
Sora's dying. Sora's dead. You cracked his skull, like, right on that guy's face.
Yeah, he was just swinging around a corpse, really, at that point. Bit dark, but this game does get pretty dark, honestly.
Just one Titan left.
You ever punch a tornado, mate?
One time, it didn't work that well. Apparently I knew there's this Peko Spill guy, great at that. I personally could never make it work.
Fair dues, mate, fair dues. Yeah, this bit can be a bit clunky, but a lot of his attacks you can parry or, like, just block for a less pretentious term, so don't feel you're ever at a disadvantage here. You have so many tools at your disposal.
Yeah, this fight's kind of a crapshoot in the way you have to target him. You'll be in the air a lot during it. You can sometimes flow motion over to him. It can be weird to, again, kind of get around some of these attacks. I would definitely recommend blocking over dodging when you're on the ground here. I had something else to say, but that's pretty much it. It's kind of weird that they gave him his own phase of the fight, where the other Titans, kind of had to work together. Not sure why.
I kind of like it like this because he will actually somewhat absorb the abilities of the Ice and Lava Titans to use against you, like he's doing it right here.
This moment right here, like, I was just like, alright, this is actually kind of... Because when Kingdom Hearts wants to be the most stupid-ass, flashy anime game ever, it can do a pretty good job. Like, this was just like, this is actually kind of neat, and the music as well. I gotta give it props. Even though with some of the bosses doesn't really work, the Toy Story boss I thought was really weird in comparison, this music for the boss theme is great.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so majestic and operatic and triumphant. Like, it's so awesome to listen in the background while you're fighting these guys.
The game's soundtrack was composed by longtime series composer Yoko Shimura, obviously, and features additional contributions from Takeharu Ishimoto and Tsuyoshi Sekito. Let's see. What do you think about the theme song for the game, mate, called Don't Think Twice? It's actually the game's ending theme. Face My Fears by Skrillex, Pooh Bear, and Utada Hikaru was the opening.
Ugh, Skrillex. I'm not as... I mean, it's a song. Like, I much prefer... I'll still be a Simple and Clean fan, personally. I wasn't too crazy about this game's theme. This, you know, the third theme for this game. It's okay. I mean, I'm not going to be really listening to it over and over, but it's serviceable.
Man, I remember roughly back 2005 or so when I was in college, like, seeing the updates for Kingdom Hearts 2 as they were coming out. Like, I specifically remember seeing scans of, like, Zeldin for the first time, and just listening to the Japanese version of Sanctuary on loop.
Here we go. Yeah. See ya.
I really kind of... I remember how I caught Kingdom Hearts 2 information, because back then I was still fairly sheltered, actually, so I think I mostly just saw it in a store, and I'm like, oh,
whoa,
that's out.
There's a 2 now?
Or that might have been one of the games I actually somehow knew the release date and bought it first day. No, yeah, you're right, I mixed things up. I actually bought that when it came out, the same day, because I was so invested, and little did we realize where that would take me.
Anyway, getting back to the music, Face My Fears is okay, I'm not a huge fan. Don't Think Twice is a bop. It's a jam. I'd go as far as to call it a tune.
A tune? What?
Yes. CHOON. It's, why am I explaining this? It's fucking obvious.
No, it's not. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
It's a fucking, like, enunciized version of tune, mate. Do I need to spell this out for you?
I thought it was like a shorter version of chiptune. You know, that would actually make sense that you abbreviated accordingly.
Okay, right, we're back to the ball busting already, are we? Yeah, this definitely feels like classic Kingdom Hearts commentary.
Good job on blocking the lava. That's actually something I did not do, and I got tagged by it. But besides blocking these attacks, you want to use flow motion to bounce around the arena to kind of dodge particular ones. Again, not as reliable. You can't just zoom up to the tornado as much as you'd like. I don't know why. But when you can get it to work, like, there are a few windows that open. When you can get it to work, you can get in and do some good damage.
Just in case you're wondering, do I have to use whatever, like, ability is in the menu before I can reach one that's above it? No, actually. I'm not entirely sure if there is ever a tutorial for this, but if you press L2, you can cycle between, say, second form or whatever, if there are the two choices there. So don't feel you're bound by what's coming first. You can use whatever you want at any time.
There's not really a tutorial, but they do bury it in the in-game wiki, so you can check it.
Oh, really? I guess I never looked carefully enough. Now, if you are savvy to how Hercules the movie ends, you can probably guess what's going to happen
There are
now.
4 of us, too.
Actually, I think I can make it 5.
Is Meg going to come and help? Ah, I have been birthed. Thank you, son, for continuing the gross Grecian traditions.
Yeah, things popping out of other people's heads. Ugh. And he's so happy that he gets to kill these guys.
I wonder how happy Corey Burton was to reprise this role, because he was pretty good as Zeus in the TV series.
I don't know, kind of may have been another paycheck. You know what? Oh, biggest problem with this world. They don't do the scene where the Titans are going, they come out, and then Hades like, guys, Olympus is that way.
Kill him, Zeus!
Like, that was the funniest scene in that movie, and I was so sad that not showed up. Now, they got how they killed the Titans, and then he does throw them into space, like in the movie, where they blow up.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Just kill that atmosphere. But it doesn't have the important scenes, so it doesn't matter.
Ah, well, they got the scenes that matter in here, and that's all that matters in the end. I think, yeah, I don't think the game would have worked on PS3, just in terms of the grand tone and scope and whatnot, and just the fluidity of the cutscenes. It would have been a lot rougher in terms of frame rate, I can tell you that much.
Already. You'll never
I
beat
thought we
him.
were going to have a Hades boss fight here. We don't, which is lame. I would have liked to fight Hades one last time, but oh well.
Zeus is standing right there. It would have been much of a boss fight.
True.
Enough already!
I did not come this far to be ridiculed by Zeus the High and Mighty, his little sunspot.
Is that the first time he calls Hercules a sunspot in Kingdom Hearts?
I didn't keep track of that otherwise, so I don't
Go
know.
ahead and destroy you.
Hades!
Ahem.
The exit is that way.
Tate was loving that shit.
Oy vey.
Off I go to do another plan.
Hold on. I almost forgot.
Shablam!
Because they had to put in that bit, at least from the
That
actual
was for
movie.
trying to
Yeah.
wreck thieves.
Now, where he punched him in the movie was, you know,
Have a very
into the vortex of souls. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Still dunk your little nutmeg in a river of...
I love that flick of the wrist. Now, there are supposed to be a bunch of people here, gods and whatnot, but they only got a few of them in. Well, it's not too big of a deal, but I miss the music. I miss A Star is Born, which is probably my favourite track from Hercules, the film.
Isn't Olympus your home?
No, Goofy, Jesus, no. I mean, it looks pretty, but there's nothing to
I can
do
see my
here.
family anytime
They've
I
got no
want.
furniture, they've got no darts.
Spade.
Don't know
I'd
what
have
I
to be
do.
apart from the person I love most.
Pegasus.
That life would be empty.
Well, it is ancient Greece, so I wouldn't put it past him.
That's true. I mean, stranger things have definitely happened.
We share a bed with a horse.
Well, it's either the whole horse or a
Why do
horse's
you know
head, because there's
that
another
wrong?
movie where that happened.
Hercules.
Donald!
When I hug you, I think of Goofy.
I think everybody thinks so goofy.
Sora, we never got back to your question. Can I help?
Nah, it's fine. I remember that friendship is really the superpower that I need.
You sure? Bigger weapon, more magic? Nope, just friendship.
We have a god who can go to the future. I can get you like an AK-47. Would that help defeat Xehanort?
I guess
Nope.
you did have the answer.
I think friendship is all I need. I don't.
We've got heart,
You know what?
Sora.
Whatever.
Smash
Just
cut
keep
to
at
Sora
it, and I
face
know
down
you'll
in
be
the
stronger
dirt,
than
and then hard cut
Yeah,
to credits.
I might even end up stronger than you are.
Ha ha ha! Good joke!
I love that laugh. That was just so spiteful of you. I love it.
He gets pretty powerful by the end of the game, but never, like, peak Kingdom Hearts 2 levels, let's say it that way. But we have a little bit of an epilogue here. Hero's Origin. Decent Keyblade for the start of the game. Probably won't be using it towards the end. And yeah, you have form changes. So you can have like this, which is good if you're a blocking sort of guy, because you can build up attacks, and that's about it.
There are better ones later on. He does have a stand fist. That's nice. But there's some better ones down the line. Probably the one I don't know what war we'll do next. Like in the official lineup. I think it is Toy Story. You can.
Yeah.
That one's actually a pretty good Keyblade. One I stuck with for a good long while, actually.
I think that's called, like, My Favourite Deputy, or something like that. You can get, like, a fucking drill and whatnot. It's pretty great. Still looking for the box. Haven't found Butkus.
The Book of Prophecies is for reals?
Now that's interesting. Maleficent seems to think that inside the box that the Master of Masters left Lucio to guard is the Book of Prophecies, which I think can create worlds and whatnot. I'm not really up to date on my Union Cross lore, but that's what she thinks is in the box. All we know is the box contains hope, or something akin to hope.
See, that's why I at first thought they were going to make a callback to Pandora's box, but they don't.
Do they? Or to say it properly, don't they?
Have you found something?
Maybe.
Show it to me at once, fool.
Alright, you don't have to call me fool.
There you go.
This has got to be that Pandora's box Hades mentioned.
It's not as cool as the one in DMC4 that can turn into like a turret bike and whatnot.
After all,
Gun and like a missile pod and things like that. That was pretty neat.
And a glaive as well, that was sick.
This world. Come.
Guardian.
Thank you. You fucking hack. Jesus Christ.
Had to put it in there. Yeah, just toss it aside. I'm sure nothing will come of that.
Alright guys, we'll see you next time for more KH3. Goodbye.
May your heart